heart of boxing's golden age, Mike Tyson wasn't just a champion. He wasn't a man. He was an atmosphere, a countdown, an act of God, a supernatural catastrophe wrapped in black trunks, the kind of force that made world champions question their career choices before the first bell ever rang. He didn't just knock men out, he erased them. He walked into arenas like a man who already knew the ending, and his opponents walked out like men who wished they had stayed home. That terror wasn't born. It was forged with sweat, pain, discipline, and obsession. Most heavyweights didn't prepare to beat Tyson. They prepared to survive the first storm and escape with their pride still intact. But while the rest of the division was looking for an exit, one man was in a laboratory in Houston, Texas, treating that natural disaster like a mechanical failure. His name was Evander Holyfield. He wasn't built to search for exits. He was built to walk into the danger and make it uncomfortable for the danger itself. Holyfield was never supposed to be the guy. On paper, he was wrong for heavyweight. Smaller frame, less reach than the giants. A cruiserweight body trying to do heavyweight work. The critics called him shop-worn. They called him blown up. They said he had no business sharing a ring with the most feared man in boxing history. And heavyweight boxing is cruel math. When it gets ugly, the bigger man usually wins the ugly minutes. So Holyfield didn't walk into this thinking he was going to win a pretty boxing match. He built a plan for real life. Because to beat Tyson, you have to understand what you're really fighting. You're not fighting a man with power. You're fighting a pressure system, a storm, a style designed to steal your air, break your rhythm, and force panic decisions. Peekaboo isn't scary because it looks cool. It's scary because it drags you into the kill zone and dares you to blink. Most men blink. Holyfield trained so he wouldn't. And let's be real, this wasn't about motivation quotes or wanting it more. Holyfield treated this like engineering. He teamed up with Tim Hallmark, a strength and conditioning visionary who didn't care about boxing traditions. Hallmark looked at exercise physiology, biomechanics, and sports science, concepts that weren't even in the boxing vocabulary yet. This wasn't a workout. This was structural engineering. Holyfield rebuilt himself to survive the exact type of violence Tyson specialized in. This wasn't training. This was transformation. Holyfield didn't condition like a man hoping to last. He conditioned like a man preparing for drowning. Tyson doesn't attack like a steady tide. He attacks in surges, explosive bursts that spike your heart rate, flood your muscles with panic, and make your legs feel heavy before you've even found your rhythm. If your heart rate shoots up and never comes down in that 1 minute break, you're done. Your jab dies. Your feet stop listening. Your shoulders turn to stone. And once your jab dies against Tyson, your confidence starts dying right after it. So Holyfield trained to recover while fighting. He abandoned the long, slow road work of the old days and moved to what I call interval torture. He ran sprints that mimicked the exact tempo of a heavyweight fight. Explode hard, recover fast, explode again. Not for fitness, for survival. He followed a 12-week periodization model decades ahead of its time, using heart rate monitoring and biomechanics to build an engine that could stay hot while Tyson's supernova started to cool. And here's what separates champions from the men who fold. Holyfield didn't just train to get tired. He trained to stay sharp while tired. It's one thing to run until your lungs burn. It's another thing to run until your lungs burn, then immediately slip, counter, pivot, and keep your balance like your life depends on it. Because in a Tyson fight, fatigue isn't just physical. Fatigue is when your mind starts bargaining. You start thinking, just get through this round. You start taking little breaks you didn't earn. You start making safe decisions that make you easier to hit. Holyfield trained until that voice went quiet. Then there was the water warfare. Holyfield would dive into the deep end of a pool and throw hundreds of punches against the resistance of the water. He was shadowboxing in quicksand. This built shoulder endurance that bordered on supernatural. It built a lung capacity that allowed him to keep his mind sharp while his opponents were gasping for air. He practiced what we call short arc power, the ability to throw a fight-ending blow from 2 inches away while his chest was burning for oxygen. He wasn't training for a boxing match. He was training for a trench war. Holyfield didn't chase size for ego. He chased structure. There's a difference between looking strong and being strong where it actually matters. Inside in the clinch, under pressure, when another man is trying to move you like furniture. Tyson's best work happens in ugly positions. Short range, tight space, awkward angles. That's where he steals time from you, takes your breath, and makes you feel trapped. So Holyfield built strength for survival. He didn't lift weights to get big, he lifted to increase what scientists call maximum force production. He needed a kinetic chain that traveled from his heels through his hips and into his fists so that when Tyson rushed in, he wasn't hitting a man, he was hitting a fortress. Core strength wasn't for aesthetics, it was for taking body shots without folding. Tyson's hooks to the ribs don't just hurt, they change your posture. They make your elbows float. They make your guard leak. And then the upstairs shots arrive right on schedule. Holyfield built a midsection that could take the hook, breathe through it, and fire back anyway. A biological shock absorber. Rotational strength mattered because Holyfield wasn't throwing arm punches. He was throwing full-body collisions, power that starts in the floor, rips through the hips, and lands like an argument. And the neck, this is one people ignore until it saves someone's life. A thick, reinforced neck reduces the whip of the head when a punch lands. It preserves balance and consciousness. Tyson made men's heads snap like they were on strings. Holyfield refused to give him that reaction. He trained so when Tyson landed, it didn't look like a car crash. It looked like contact. And that changes everything psychologically. Because when a punch that should scare you doesn't move you the way it's supposed to, the guy throwing it starts doubting his own weapon. People talk about Tyson like he had no weaknesses. That's fan talk. Tyson's weakness wasn't his talent. It was his dependence on rhythm. Peekaboo is a rhythm-based pressure machine. It's designed to make you react the same way everyone else reacts. Holyfield's jab wasn't a paw. It wasn't a rangefinder. It was a steering wheel and a weapon. Every time Tyson wanted to slip and explode, the jab said, "Not yet." It forced resets. It forced risk. It forced Tyson to take contact before he got inside. And most importantly, it kept Holyfield from freezing. A good jab gives you something to do when your nervous system wants to panic. Holyfield used the jab to stay present. This is where the fight gets ugly. Heavyweight boxing isn't clean. It's physics and suffering. Holyfield understood you don't beat Tyson by giving him clean space to explode. Tyson is most deadly when he can slip into range clean and release combinations with room to breathe. The Peekaboo style needs a loading zone to detonate. Holyfield stayed in what I call the gray zone. Head to head, shoulder to shoulder, where the monster can't find leverage. Jab to interrupt. Step into him. Lean on him. Tie him up. Make him carry weight. Make him fight for oxygen. Not because it's pretty, because it works. Holyfield didn't clinch to rest. He clinched to drain. He used a leverage-based clinch that forced Tyson to carry 215 pounds of dead weight every second. He used his forehead as a wedge. He used his forearms as shields, short punches, shoulder pressure, little ugly details that don't look dramatic on highlights, but in real time they feel like a slow punishment. He didn't box Tyson, he invaded him. He turned the boxing match into a wrestling match, draining Tyson's explosive energy with every clinch. He turned the fight into a tax Tyson had to pay every minute. And here's the brutal truth. If you can make a pressure fighter work without reward, you don't just drain his stamina, you drain his confidence. You can't prepare for Tyson with polite sparring and careful rounds. Holyfield needed bodies that came forward low, jumped inside, and threw hooks and bursts. He needed chaos, he needed discomfort. He needed sessions that forced him to stay calm while someone tried to overwhelm him. Tyson's real trap is panic. He makes you rush decisions. He makes you rush breathing. He makes you swing too fast and waste energy until your own body betrays you. Holyfield trained patience under fire. He trained to keep his eyes open in the storm. He trained to touch the danger without flinching. That's the difference between gym skill and fight skill. Fight skill is staying functional when everything goes wrong. That was Holyfield's camp. Tyson's aura was real. The walkout, the stare, the feeling that you're about to be in a car crash. His greatest weapon was never his left hook. It was fear. He won fights in the locker room, staring until souls cracked. Most fighters matched it with adrenaline. Holyfield did the opposite. He built what I call psychological certainty. He didn't just watch Tyson's film, he dissected it. He studied it until the monster looked like a man with flaws. He learned the patterns, the moments of frustration, the shortcuts when the fight got hard. He memorized every tell, every habit, every weakness. Then he practiced adversity visualization. Most fighters visualize themselves winning. Holyfield visualized suffering. He sat in the dark, mentally rehearsed every nightmare scenario. He visualized being hit, being cut, being behind on scorecards with lungs on fire, and then punching through the pain anyway. When Tyson stared at men, they flinched. When Tyson looked at Holyfield, he saw a man who had survived hell 1,000 times in this gym. Holyfield didn't enter hoping. He entered knowing, because his camp was built on proof. Fight night felt familiar, not chaotic. And then the fight happened. From the opening rounds, Holyfield did two things that changed everything. He didn't give ground for free. He made it physical immediately. Not reckless, not a wild brawl, a grind. The kind of grind that makes an explosive man start feeling heavy. He denied Tyson space. Every time Tyson tried to weave, Holyfield met him with a forearm or shoulder. Every time Tyson tried to load up, Holyfield smothered the space. He jammed him, leaned on him, made him carry weight, made him fight for oxygen while landing nothing clean. Tyson came in explosive. Holyfield stayed steady. Tyson came in waves. Holyfield stayed present. And as the rounds stacked up, the storm couldn't last forever. The machine needed fuel. By the middle rounds, it was clear. Holyfield's preparation made Tyson burn early. Holyfield didn't outbox Tyson. He outgrinded him. He took Tyson's best shots, looked him in the eyes, and asked for more. That's not just toughness, that is preparation. When the referee stopped the fight, the world went silent. The myth had bled. The god had fallen. Holyfield didn't just beat Tyson. He broke the formula that made Tyson feel inevitable. Fear is not a strategy. Preparation is. Now I want to ask you, was Holyfield's victory the result of pure scientific genius and elite preparation? Or was Tyson already a broken man by 1996? What mattered more, conditioning and pace, or the inside tactics that took away Tyson's space? Comment below. I read every single one. If this deep dive into the science of the giant killer moved you, you are exactly who we make these videos for. At Street Fight Science, we don't do hype. We don't do surface level breakdowns. We bring you the raw, technical truth the mainstream ignores. We're a small, independent channel fighting to reach 1,000 subscribers. No big team, no massive budget, just obsession with reality. If you respect the sacrifice Holyfield made, show your support. Hit subscribe. It costs nothing, but means everything. Like this video if it gave value. Share with a boxing fan who still thinks Holyfield got lucky. Turn on notifications so you never miss a breakdown. Until the end screen is live. Click to see why Tony Jeffries was so dangerous, his own gym banned him. Click to see how Mike Tyson built the most terrifying physique in boxing history. Or click to understand why no modern fighter can copy the Peekaboo style today. Thank you for watching. Stay focused, stay analytical, stay savage. This is Street Fight Science. I'll see you in the next one.